Ladies and gentlemen, they did it. What's happening, everyone? Padma here. Now, Samsung just unveiled their Unpacked event where they talked about the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2, the Samsung Galaxy Watches, but the main highlight of the event was the Samsung Galaxy Flip 3 and the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. Now, these are my thoughts on the Fold 3 and Flip 3. I'll make another video talking about the Galaxy Buds and the Samsung Galaxy Watches because I think those deserve their own video. Now, regarding the Fold 3 and Flip 3, even though the Flip 3 is the second generation of Samsung's flip phones, I guess they called it 3 just to keep up with the naming of the Fold. That's totally fine. Now, sometime last year, I made a video where I was talking about some things that I want Samsung to add to the Fold 3 to make it a better device. So that will be my reference point as I talk about this phone. Now, the first thing that I wanted for the Fold 3 was a wider aspect ratio on the outside screen. And this year, they didn't deliver on that, quite unfortunately. I wanted to see a wider aspect ratio, make it look like a phone on the outside, not like a candy bar, and then still be able to unfold and give you a bigger display. It doesn't look any fundamentally different from what we have, the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2. I feel they did this because they want to have something to be able to say that they've improved in the 4th generation of the Fold, but we'll just have to wait and see. So a bigger outside screen, not really something that came out. Another thing that I wanted was S Pen support. And surprisingly, they actually added it. But there is a caveat. You don't use any regular S Pen. You now use a special S Pen designed only for the Samsung Galaxy Fold. If you try to use any other kind of stylus, the Fold itself will start to reject it and tell you that this is not the stylus made for it. Now, that's a fine and dandy thing, but I'm annoyed by the fact that this pen does not store inside the phone. I mean, it's a folding tablet. There should be space inside it to store a pen. Maybe they don't want to eat into the Notes market, even though we're not getting a Notes device this year, quite unfortunately. But still, I would have really loved to see the pen being able to be stored inside. Another thing we wanted to see was high refresh rate on the outside screen, and thankfully they delivered. It now comes with a 120 Hz on the outside screen, which is very beautiful because now it doesn't feel like you're going from 60 Hz to 120 Hz. That was just very jarring. I'm very happy that Samsung did this. It's a wonderful addition, and I am not in any way disappointed. Now, some of the new things that they added to this phone, the under-display camera. We've already seen under-display cameras. The ZTE Axon 20 5G was the first smartphone with an under-display selfie camera. It was a good technology. The only issue we had was it doesn't have crystal clear selfies. Now, this is to be expected. After all, we are using something that is underneath the screen and it's going to get pixelated and all of that. But my problem comes in Samsung's decision to downgrade the selfie camera from a 10 megapixel selfie camera to 4 megapixels. Like, what was Samsung thinking? This is going underneath the screen, and then instead of bumping up the resolution to make it have a lot more pixels to grab onto and then maybe you look a little better when it's done with post-processing, they reduce it to 4 megapixels. It doesn't look as good. I mean, to the regular average consumer, they may not notice. They may notice if they have it side by side with the phone that has a dedicated selfie camera, but on their own they may not notice. But it's still something that us as tech enthusiasts will definitely know. And it's annoying to see that it's here. Enough of me ranting about small, minor issues. One thing that makes me very happy, which actually very much surprised me, was the fact that Samsung managed to add an IP rating to this. Now, it's not dust resistant, unfortunately, and it's not exactly water resistant, but according to Samsung, this is not tested to go at least, I believe, 30 minutes in about 1 meter of water. So, translation in real life, if you for some reason were walking in the rain and your phone fell into water, you can still pick it up and it will be fine. If for some reason you were very clumsy and you drop your phone in your tub, it will be fine. This is actually very interesting because I didn't think that it would be possible to do this on a foldable phone. I'm actually very interested to know how Samsung managed to pull this off. Maybe if I'm able to find that out, I'll make a video on it and talk about it. But this is very, very interesting, and I'm very, very stoked to see this. Another thing I want to praise the Fold for is that very beautiful camera array. Like, did you guys notice that this doesn't use a camera square? Do you notice how good it looks? It looks beautiful! Absolutely beautiful! And as you can see, it just looks very, very beautiful. Like, why can't phone manufacturers just go back to this? This looks absolutely amazing. I mean, Samsung has been doing some very good work with their implementations of the camera squares and rectangles. The S20's camera square was horrible. The Note 20 was very, very good, and the Note 21 was quite exceptional. There are some people who don't like it. I am not among them. I did like the Note 20 and S21's camera squares. But going back to this, God, I'm so happy. I don't think I can ever say enough to congratulate Samsung on doing this. So, as for specs, we already know what to expect from here. It's Snapdragon 888 with 12 gigs of RAM, and the storage is upgradable from 256 gigs of storage to 512 gigs of internal storage. I would like to see another phone apart from the S10 that comes with up to 1 terabyte of storage, because that would be pretty awesome to see. I know that there are some people who say 1 terabyte of storage is a bit much, but for someone like me, I don't really think so. I've been ranting on and on about the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3 because that's the device I'm more interested in. But the Samsung Galaxy Flip 3 is actually quite interesting. Now, this is the one that a lot of people will recommend to others. First of all, the starting price is just $1,000, and for $1,000, you're also getting the same IPX8 water resistance. You're getting 120 Hz. You're getting a bigger outer screen, which actually is very interesting. I like the way they implemented this outer screen. It's like, it's not enough to keep you folded, but it's enough to keep you updated on what's happening on the outside, which will make you want to open up the phone and check what's happening. It's very awesome. Now, I don't know about you, but when I saw this Samsung Galaxy Flip 3, I had a little sense of deja vu. First of all, doesn't this phone's camera square remind you of another phone that we know about? It was quite surprising when I saw this and how similar it looked to the iPhone 11. Now, I know this isn't a direct copy of it, but it just looks very familiar. And then, as for the two-tone design, that's what we know the Google Pixel for. It's very interesting. It looks good. I like it. This is a hybrid that I think looks very, very awesome. And they can continue to keep up with this. I will definitely not have any complaints about it. So yeah, it's a very good time to be alive, especially now that you're a tech enthusiast. These new innovations that we keep getting is what causes tech to remain ever interesting to people. Now, if anyone says that technology or phones are getting boring, you can just show them the Flip 3 and the Fold 3, and you'll probably keep them shut. Those are my thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy Fold 3 and Flip 3. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.